Hello, everybody, dear televiewers. Welcome. We are glad, excited to have you again joining us this afternoon. If it's afternoon for you, evening, morning, whatever time it is for you, anywhere in the world you are, we are sending a lot of love. We're sending a lot of respect. We are wishing you a great weekend ahead. Thank you for tuning in again. As we promised, every Wednesday and Fridays, we are going to be live about 30 minutes, at the most 35 minutes, and we bring very important information for you because we just want to make sure that you're informed about everything going on around you. We certainly focused on providing information to help elevate, to help strengthen, to help train, to help build people, give people opportunities in an industry today that a lot of people don't realize is the new gold mine, right? I remember a few decades ago, there used to be the gold rush in North America, where families, people who were smart enough came in and, occupied different parts of the country, started exploiting it. And today you have multiple families and multiple communities that have built wealth out of things that came out of that time. Now we live in a time where you don't necessarily need to go dig below the ground, okay? And no disrespect to petroleum engineers and all of those great people making things happen for the world. But we live in a time today when there are options, right? And the IT industry is one of the options. Our goal is every time we come online like this live, we want to ask each and every one of you on the line to please go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you're on Facebook, like our page, subscribe to join our community so you can get more content, more information coming. But most importantly, I want to ask you to do me a big favor, please. Share this link right now that you're watching. I promise you the information you're going to get today is going to be vital. If it's not going to help you directly, it's going to help a member of your family, it's going to help a friend, and it's going to change your life. I'll be having in the studio today an incredible young man. It's one of those people when I look at it, I ask myself, wow, I wish when I came to America at the time I came 20 years ago, opportunities like this were at my doorstep. That somebody told me about something like this. And he's an incredible young man. I'll be bringing him up. He'll be telling you, sharing with you not only his story, but giving you important advice how to get into the industry. A lot of people, including some of you watching us live online right now, you certainly heard a lot about the IT industry, but you just don't know what to do. You don't know how to begin. You don't know where to go. You don't know how to get information. How do you get in the industry? How do you even get going? And today I have somebody who is going to get going for you. He's going to give you information that is going to help you. He's going to guide you. And if you're on the line today, please invite your friends and family. Share this link on your social media platforms. Let people come and listen to this. I can promise you, information, life-changing information in life doesn't happen in a long time. It happenstance. You just stumble on something, you get 1, 2, 5, 10, 15 minutes, and you can learn something that will change your life forever. If you see me talking to you today, I also had an opportunity many years ago where somebody talked to me about the IT industry. I came to a show at that time, it wasn't a live show. I had to call on the phone, and somebody just talked to me about the opportunity for about 10 minutes. And I made a decision and I got engaged. And since that day, life changed not only for me, it changed for my family, for my community. And that's why today I can be online with you, sharing with you how big the cake is, and trying to make sure that each and everyone who is hungry, who believes, who wants it bad enough, will have a chance to come in. So without very much ado, we are very welcome. We are welcoming you heartily to the show. Please, if you're on the line right now, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Go ahead, like our Facebook page. Share this link with your family and friends right now. Invite as many people to join us. We have about 35 minutes. And I'm telling you, when you listen to the young man talk, I have him on the line right now. I will introduce him before he says a word, right? And I have on the line right now Mr. UDRICK AZINUE. UDRICK AZINUE is a dynamic young man. He's a gentleman I got to know in my corporate life, and we became friends. But I don't have him in the studio today because he's my friend or my partner. I have him in the studio because he has something you can learn from him. His life, his experience, his professional knowledge, his professional experience is something that I know that is going to change your life if you're serious and you're willing to take the leap and get into this opportunity. UDRICK is coming to us today with a lot of experience, right? He's the Chief Operating Officer of ICONIT, which is an up-and-coming small to mid-sized business focused around empowering people, training people in IT, and giving them opportunities to come into the industry, make six-figure incomes, and change their lives forever. He'll be talking about that. We'll be talking about his experience training hundreds of people, getting them through the system and getting them into jobs, right? In addition to his experience as a chief operations officer for Icon IT, he's an experienced technologist, over 10 years of experience, right? He's an AWS architect. He's worked for global Fortune 500 companies like Visa. He's also worked as a senior consultant for Oracle Corporation. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, if you've never heard about Oracle, Oracle is a company with with the toughest, the most popular, and the most trusted database system in the world. Over 70% of Fortune 500 companies use Oracle databases. So Ujik has experience in all these areas. Please join me if you can hear me. Just put a clap in the chat, or put a welcome Ujik in the chat. Let's welcome Mr. Ujik Azinu in the studio today. Ujik, how are you, man?
I'm doing wonderful, man. Blessed to be alive and happy to jump on and talk to our
Absolutely.
audience and
Absolutely, absolutely. It's a great pleasure to have you. I'm glad having
absolutely,
you today because I know it's been about a month and a half. I've been trying to track you down, but you've been busy with work, traveling for work and seminars. So I'm really glad to have you today. I hope everybody watching us is also going to take advantage of this great privilege to share in your knowledge, to just tap into your wisdom and your experience, right? So if you're
absolutely.
online with us, please share this link, subscribe to our Facebook channel, subscribe to our YouTube, bring some more people online. So, Ojik, let's get going. I promise the televiewers that we're only going to keep them for 30 minutes, 35 minutes at most. So, we have a
Sure.
good 30 minutes to go. So, just tell me a little bit. Just tell me a little bit about your background. Tell me about your story. I mean, for a young man from Cameroon in the center of Africa, came to the US a little bit about over 10 years ago. And, how did you even get to know about IT? Not to talk of getting into IT and becoming not only a successful IT professional, but a chief operations officer for a great company.
Absolutely. Thanks for that question. And once again, I want to say good day, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are joining from. And I'm definitely happy to jump on today. And a little bit about myself. I came to the United States a few years ago as an immigrant from Africa, from Cameroon to be specific. And the journey has just been so amazing, right? So one of the reasons I came here was for greenhouse pasture and also for more opportunities to better my life and the life of my family. So when I got here, I learned about information technology and how massive the opportunity is out there, from a friend while we were having a conversation. So prior to coming over here, I've already had some background in computer science, but of course, my home country did not have enough opportunities
Opportunities.
for me that America has provided. So I learned about it and I started picking a few skill sets. So I started off learning about databases, and then I, landed jobs, and I moved up and I started picking more skills. I learned about cloud technologies, AWS cloud to be specific. Now I'm doing that. I'm doing Oracle as well. So I have a variety of skill sets, right? And over the years, one of the things I always tell people when they're looking to get into the industry is to pick one focus point and focus on it, and you'll be great at it. And when you are great at it, then you can pick another skill set. You can add it to your portfolio of skills, and the list will just continue to grow and grow. So that's a little bit of my background, and I'm looking forward to kind of answering some of the questions that you have for me today. I know your audience have reached out with a few questions that they would like to
Correct.
know how to get started and things like that. And I'm actually glad that I was able to create time today to jump on and have a conversation.
Absolutely, Ujik. Absolutely, yes. And please, if you're watching us, if you have any kind of question, you have anything you want to know about, drop
Yeah,
it in the chat. All right, we'll be
absolutely.
able to respond to that. There's some people who've sent some questions before, so we're going to go through that. But join us on the chat. Go ahead, subscribe, invite your friends, invite people on your social media platforms so they can join us. So, Ujik, you said something very important, which makes a lot of sense, right? Just being able to acquire one skill and start building from there. But tell me, I know somebody listening to you now talk about that. That's 10-year period, correct? Now, can you just, for somebody listening right now and asking themselves, if I want to start in the industry,
Mhm.
what are the step-by-step measures I can take to get started? Can you just help guide somebody through that process?
Yeah, oh, that's a very good question, and I've had that question a lot of times from a lot of students that I've consulted with, and a lot of students that I've actually had to teach them and coach them to become IT engineers.
Okay.
In today's world, unfortunately, there is a lot of data, which is a good thing. Unfortunately, on the other hand, it's not a good thing because people get overwhelmed of that information, right? So
Absolutely.
you need someone who has a clear idea of what you're trying to do, telling you exactly how to do it. And based on conversations that they will have with you, they would be able to give you some recommendation on things that you can do, right? So just today, I had two calls with two students that are looking to start their career in IT. So we do offer a consulting service where we will talk to you, get to learn about you a little bit, and then we can recommend, okay, this is what we think would work best based on your skill set and things that you like to do. Now, answering this, for me to provide a better personalized answer to this question, right? I would like to get to talk to you, but now that we are on live and I don't have the opportunity to talk to you on a one-on-one, I would say, basically it starts by you making up your mind this is what you
Yes.
want, right? The IT industry is not a new industry. It has been here for ages. It has withstands every kind of recessions, right? So it's good in every economy because we need people to keep our technology up and running, right? We need data to make decisions. So those are the two drivers of technology, right? We need data. Everybody today needs data, and data is just so much important in our everyday
Absolutely.
life that we need to, get insight from data and secure data and things like that. So technology, I always tell it people that it's all about data. So anything in technology, I always recommend people go with it. But now, making up your mind that is what you want, making a decision that is what you want, and then looking for a mentor, right? Looking for an institution that will teach you, not only teach you, right? There's a lot of free resources out there. We can go to YouTube and watch videos. We can go to Udemy. We can go to, there's a lot of on-demand training websites that we can all go to learn these technologies. But the challenge is that it is very difficult for you to walk alone on a path that you've never walked, right?
Absolutely.
Think of a little baby, like if when a baby starts to walk, you kind of hold them and guide them, right?
Yes.
So think of that. So when you're getting into the industry, you need to look for a mentor, right? Someone who will mentor you, someone who is currently doing what you are trying to do. That is what I refer to as a mentor. And Icon IT is just so much great at doing that, right? So we've built a community where we have, hundreds of students working already in financial industry, in entertainment industry, in a lot of industry, right? Educational industry and so on and so forth. So we've built this community where when you come to Icon IT, we don't just consult with you to tell you this is what you need to do and then give you a course and then let you go. But what we do is we work with you from beginning to the end, right? So we guide you, we advise you on what we think would work best for you in terms of picking a specific skill set to learn, and then we mentor you and coach you throughout that entire process. Now, when you have a job, we still don't let you go because we know, things are a little bit different. So we still give you that support and help. And then with our internal community of students who have already been working now for 4 years already, you have that community where you can reach out to for help and things like that. So that's just some of the things that I would recommend you do. So starting off by
Absolutely.
making that decision, getting a mentor, picking a program, and sticking through to the end of that program.
Absolutely, Ojik, absolutely. Thank you, and certainly for all our televiewers, ladies and gentlemen, if you look in the chat, you will see a link. Please go ahead and fill that link. What that link is for is just 5 clicks. You fill your name, your phone number, your email. You choose a course which you might be interested in. It doesn't mean it's the one you want to actually do, and then you book an appointment, a one-on-one, 15 minutes, no commitment, free appointment, and we're going to call you. You'll be able to talk to Ujik or one of the team members to be able to understand exactly what it is that you fit for and which you can do and get your career started. Ujik nailed a few very important things. The first thing is the decision, right? And decision waits for nobody. If you don't make the decision, you are right. If you make the decision, you are right too. But the key is you feel the pinch, you wear the shoe, you know where it hurts, right?
Right.
So go ahead and fill the link on the screen. It's right there on the screen. It's right in the chat too. Fill the link right now, put in your name, your phone number, your email, choose a course, and also you'll see a calendar. Go ahead on the calendar and choose a date and time and book an appointment, and we'll call you at that time to talk to you about the opportunities. So, Oji, that's very interesting what you just shared here, right?
Right.
About the ability to just start the step-by-step measures. So, in terms of your own career and what you've experienced so far, what did it take for you? Can you just give our audience a sense of what it took for a young man like you coming out of Africa, getting into America, getting through the cultural shock, but still being able to navigate and in a very short few years, be able to raise yourself from a novice into an expert technologist, most importantly, to making a good living out of it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll be glad to share that. So, a lot of people that I've coached and mentored in the past, initially when they come in, they have a mindset of motivation. Motivation is great, right? You have to have something to motivate you. But then it becomes very interesting when that motivation piece is missing, right? So, what happened at that point? So, one thing I tell all my students and everyone I talk to, depending on whatever you are doing, is you have to have the discipline to do the things that you need to do,
Yes,
not because you feel like doing it, but because they have to be done, right? So when you make the decision, technology is what you want to pick a career in, and you talk to someone and you have a consulting call, but it can be me or anyone from our team, and you come to a conclusion, okay, out of all the programs you offer, this is what I think I'll be good at, and this is what I want to do. Once you get to that decision point, the next thing is having that discipline to do what it takes. Definitely it takes hard work, right? There is no free dinner, unfortunately. That's the arrangement we made in the universe we live in, right? So you
absolutely.
got to work hard. You got to work hard. You got to stay consistent. You got to stay disciplined, and the results will definitely come. And the question is, when will they come? It's not about would those results come, because they would definitely come, right? If you have the right discipline and the consistency and the dedication to stay through the entire program, whatever program you picked on doing or whatever project you're working on, be it in your daily life, you would definitely have those results. So those are a few tips that I can offer or suggest around, how to get started. So for me, the big driver for me was the discipline, right? I needed to have a great life. I came over here to have a great life, and I needed to put in the work and the discipline and stay
Absolutely.
consistent to actually get those results. And I'm glad, I'm blessed where I am today, and I continue soaring.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So tell me a little bit, right? There is usually the conception, right? A lot of people have the idea that, to move from a tech novice
Hmm.
to a tech savvy professional, it's a space which is reserved only for the smartest people. It's a space only the geniuses can venture into. You've trained, you've experienced, you've interacted, you've coached, along with the entire team of Icon IT, you've been able to help over 300 175 students over the last 2.5 years alone,
Right.
right? And about 50% of them are working today. Tell me, is that true? Does an average person with an average intelligence still be successful in this industry?
Yeah, absolutely. So, one thing with us humans is that we underestimate the power we have within us,
Absolutely.
right? We have so much brain capacity that can do everything. Now, one of my best, like one of the best candidate I've ever had to work with was never the smartest, and that really taught me a lesson that I learned before, right? Which was not the smartest succeed in life, but the bold. You have to be bold to succeed in life, right? It definitely takes hard work and boldness and dedication to be able to succeed in anything you're doing. So Icon IT has built a program that has been designed from ground up, based on the fact that there might be dealing with students or candidates that don't have much experience in the technology industry, as well as this is not rocket science, guys. This is something that every human being can do, and if I can do it and the other person can do it, then I believe you can do it too, right? So we've built that program that covers, the basics of IT in general, and then with more advanced technologies that we provide. So I would say you don't need to be a tech savvy. You don't need to be the A students. You don't need that, right? You need to have some certain level of yes, intelligence, I would say, which I think we all do, right?
Will do, correct.
We can speak and write English or any other language, but in this program I recommend English is the best, right? So we all can speak and write. So that puts you in a very good position to begin to learn anything else, right? Because you can read and understand, you can take directions, which is very key to being mentored by anything.
Absolutely, absolutely. And thank you for that very direct and transparent response, Uji. Because you're very right, right? As human beings, I think a lot of times we
Right.
underestimate the power that lies in us. And
Yeah.
one of the things I also learned in the industry, in my 11 years career in the industry, is that the most successful people in the industry, when I go back and I look at their lives, I talk to them, I ask them questions, I look at maybe their profiles on LinkedIn. They were never the top of any class where they were.
Right.
These
Yeah.
are guys who were in the bottom half, right? But they just had one thing in common, which is what you said, which is I think what I'm also highlighting all the time, which is what many people in the industry will tell you. They just have that determination,
Right.
that willingness, that
Yep.
unquenchable desire, right? That
Absolutely.
stubborn, fierce decision. And listen, I've identified a path. This path has helped a lot of people become successful, happy, and rich.
Right.
I will say that in clear terms.
Right.
I am
Absolutely.
going to chase this path and I will go down this path and I'll keep knocking on the door until I get a piece of my own cake. That
Yep.
is interesting.
Yeah.
Good. So, for the young people watching and listening, right? And forgive me, I keep referring to Ujik as a young man because he is truly a young man, right? I mean, he came to America many years ago, like most immigrants, right? He started working odd jobs. He was actually working for a company that goes around and mows people's lawns in Virginia, for God's sake, right? But he knew exactly that it was just the beginning.
Right.
He knew that there was a place in this country for him. There was a place in this economy where he could step in and he could be in total control of the outcome of his decisions. And he got into the IT industry, and today we have the gentleman talking to us. What a great privilege. So, OJ, for young people listening to you right now, even for people in the middle of their careers, wh- what would you advise them, right? What are some of the opportunities out there for them within the IT industry?
Oh yes, there's a lot of opportunities out there. There's so much opportunities out there that it has never been before now, right? So you have every company trying to scale, every company hiring. Literally, there are companies that are looking to hire people with no skills and even train them. I spoke to one of our clients today, you know, in the public space who is looking to, onboard about 200
Wow.
staffs, and they are looking for people that are willing, have some sort of background in information technology, to bring them on
Wow.
board and train them, with day-to-day technology that we use, right? So I would say the opportunities are massive out there. Every sector, it's very active in their IT personnel. And things like that. We have financial industry, educational industry, entertainment industry. We have government contracts and things like that. So I would say there's just a lot of jobs out there and a lot of industries that are hiring, right?
Right.
So if you are at the start of your career or thinking of a career to start, or you want to transition a career, I would say transitioning into the information technology space is such a great thing to consider. That's what I would suggest, right? Because you have there's just so much you can do, and you can always grow, and you can always do a lot of things, build a business around the skill sets you learn down the road. So it's just a lot that you can get out of this industry. So I highly recommend you can head over to our website and check some of the programs that we offer, as well as reach out if you want to have a more detailed and personalized consultation. It would be good.
Absolutely, absolutely. And ladies and gentlemen, there, televiewers, if you are just joining us, if you look in the chat, you'll be able to see a link. Go ahead and fill that information on the link. Just click on the link. It's actually 5 clicks. The first click on the link, the second click, you fill your first name, you fill your last name, you fill your phone number, you fill your email, and then you'll see a calendar link. You click on the calendar link, you choose the day, you choose the time, and you set an appointment, and you'll be able to receive a 15 minutes free, no commitment call, and we'll be able to coach you on exactly how you can progress with this, right? You'll talk to UDRICK, you will talk to some other team members of Icon IT. They'll be able to guide you on how to move forward and what decisions to make to get involved in the industry. Now, UDRICK, you raised a very interesting point about the demand from companies for the skill sets. Companies are even desperate to the point, as you say, where they're even willing to take people who just have basic knowledge and help train them.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
is what we are
absolutely.
seeing in these days. And
Hmm.
when I'm thinking about the expansion of in the industry that is happening, you talked about data, right? The world has produced more data in the last 20 years than it's ever produced since its existence of humanity,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
And that is just the beginning. Tesla, it's estimated that automated and self-driving cars will be producing about 100 gigabytes of data a day. You multiply that by 364 days, we are talking here about what, maybe 3,000 and something. That's about 3 point something terabytes of data per car.
Absolutely.
By the time these automated cars, which are being made now by all companies, are on the streets, we're talking about 10, 15, 20, 30 million cars producing that volume of data. The world will need database administrators to manage that.
Right. Yeah.
We're talking about today, you and me are sitting in different parts of the world, and we're having a chat online on the platform, which is a studio. The world needs people. There's an army of people working in the back end to make sure we can have this privilege, right? So
Yeah.
the
Absolutely.
opportunities are incredible. Now, tell me a little bit, how is Icon IT positioning itself? How is Icon IT actually been helping to solve the challenges of shortage of IT staff and professionals, in the industry today?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Icon IT has been very, active in the industry, right, in terms of training and doing some consulting as well. So we've trained a lot of students over the years. I think for the past 2 years, we've trained close to 400 students, and more than 50% of those actually have jobs and are working. So that is a great thing, and we continue to expand our training portfolio, right? So today we offer trainings around AWS Cloud Solutions Architect. We offer trainings around database administrations, and we offer trainings on Scrum, to become a Scrum Master. We also offer training on DevOps, and we are still onboarding more trainings. Right, we are looking at
Absolutely.
bringing on board. Things like cybersecurity and Salesforce, and just a lot of those technologies out there, right? Linux
Absolutely.
administration is another thing we are looking closely to bring into our platform and add to our offerings. So I would say Icon IT has helped a lot to train a lot of candidates that have been able to be placed out there on jobs, right? So we've also built a great relationship with staffing agencies and recruiters, that we do recommend our students to them, and they can get, they
You
can
get
get
hired.
place, job placement and things like that. So that's been going great, and we plan on continuing to expand on that.
Wonderful, wonderful. That's interesting. I think the most important thing, I mean, I gathered from the conversation, not only the conversation, but at least from the last things you've just said, at the end of the day, why are you doing the training? Most people, and I believe you watching us online today, you'll be doing the training because you want to change your standards. You
Right.
want to get in a career that will last for a while. You want to get into a career that will pay you a lot of money. And you want to be sure that anybody who comes after you in your lineage, in your family, in your community will also have a chance to better themselves because you led the way. That
Yeah.
is one of the privileges of just being in this industry because we have seen it, right? I would imagine that in your time, mentoring and training over 400 students in Icon IT over the last few years, you would see people virtually grow from grass to grace.
Absolutely. Yeah, I've seen a lot of those stories. And, as we continue to do the live, there are times we will have testimonies, right? People jump
Correct.
on and share their testimonies. But I've seen a lot of people that came in with no background, wasn't really doing well financially. And just in about few years, right? Few months, sorry, they've been able to kickstart their career, get a skill set, and get a job that they're able to do. Nowadays we work remotely for the most part, so that has also added some flexibility to their lives, right? Which is great.
Absolutely.
And the one thing I always want to tell people is, if you are in your, let's say, if you are an individual out there who has started contributing to the job, to the workforce, and you are not making at least $100,000 a year, then you should be making that, right? You should, because if you live in this America or any part of the world, inflation is real, right? And that has made everything so expensive that the job you do, you need to have an expensive pay. And the only way you have an expensive pay is when you have value, when you bring value to companies. So basically, at Icon IT, we teach you to add value to yourself. Then you bring that
Absolutely.
value to the marketplace, and you get paid for that value. So
Mhm.
basically, those are the things that we work people to overcome, right? To move from not doing well financially to doing very well financially, which gives you a lot of flexibility to now start an investment portfolio. I have a student of mine who came through us, had a job like 4 years ago, started an investment portfolio, and today he has real estate portfolio. He has some, he has invested in Roth IRA and things like that, preparing for their retirement and having a plan to retire in the next 10 years. So literally, that gentleman has only worked for
Wow.
4 years and has planned to work again for the next 10 years and then retire. So I think the opportunities that, we prepare you for here at Icon IT are really great, and I encourage everyone to take a look at it. I suggest you take a look at it. If you're not doing well financially,
Mhm.
if you're not making at least 100 grand a year, you should consider doing something else that will give you that kind of return, because you want to be able to have a good life. And you know
Absolutely. Absolutely, Iggy. And I think you make a very important point. Only about 8% of people living in North America actually make $100,000 and more, right?
Right.
And for those of you watching us from out of America, please don't feel left out. This opportunity is not only for people living in America, right? The world is expanding. Google is out there in Africa trying to recruit 60,000 young people to work for the Google data center in Ghana, in Senegal, in Nigeria. Facebook is doing the same. Microsoft has been in the continent for about 30 years today.
Right.
So, and one of the advantages, if you're watching us from other parts of the world, is that we have a new generation of young people, right? About 60% of the African population, 60 to 70% is about 25 years to 30 years old. So the opportunities are there. Now, Uji, for somebody who might already be in their mid career, of course, might already be making 100 grand, right? Is there an added value to pivot into IT? Do they see a chance of making a lot more money, but be getting some flexibility in work or working from the comfort of their home? Are those things real? Is it something that could be attractive to them?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, among some of the programs that I've mentioned that we do offer, there are some that put you on a really high end when it comes to ending salary, right? There are programs, for example, DevOps and AWS Solutions Architect program will put you somewhere between, 150,000 to at least $220,000 a year.
Wow.
So I think that is some great salary that you can make a good life out of that. So not just the money part, but also it comes with a lot of flexibility, right? So you have an additional advantage to meet people, to work for great organizations, to have job security, which is something that a lot of people always want to have stock options and have great benefits that comes with along with that employment,
Right.
and also working from the comfort of your home, right? A lot of organizations are now shifting, which I think is one of the lessons that COVID has taught us, right? A lot of organizations are shifting to working remotely, which helps them to save some costs in terms of paying bills and all of that, because the idea is when someone is working at the office, they get to use 1 hour, at least 1 hour a day for the commute, right?
Mhm.
It's either coming from their time or coming from the employer's time. And most of the times,
It will not come from their time.
right, right. So most of the times it wouldn't come from the employee's time. So what would
Yes.
they do? They get a little bit of the employer's time, right?
Mhm.
And also, that's just one of the advantages of some of the advantages of actually upping your skills. You can always have more skills added to what you already know, right? Become more valuable. Like I always tell people, it's all about the value you bring, right? So learn to work more on yourself and make better investments on yourself than you would make on anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think investing in yourself, it's great, and that's one of the investments people should always do, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, so
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you. And if you're just joining us, you're very welcome. Go ahead, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please click like on our Facebook page. Join our Facebook community so that you can get more content in real time, get more advice, and get more direction on how to get engaged in the industry. If you look in the chat, you will see a link on the screen. Go ahead and click on that link. 5 clicks, you'll be able to get an appointment to talk to UDRICK, myself, and many other members of the team about the possibilities and how you can get guided into moving in the direction of your dreams, which is getting into a better life, right? So Jake, it's always a pleasure having you. Of course, these conversations, I certainly will be looking forward to catch you again as soon as you have some time. 35 minutes wasn't enough for sure. I know. I'd love to bring you back again, and I promise the televiewers I'll bring you back. And after this, if you go to our different platforms on YouTube, on Facebook, you will see this video available for you. Share it with your friends so they can watch it. I believe Ujik has been providing some very important information to anybody who has been listening. And just to recap what I've gathered so far, a couple of things. Number one, make that decision. Make that decision to want
Yep.
to change your life. Don't postpone it for tomorrow. Don't postpone it for next year. Make it now. Number two, when you make that decision, be disciplined. Take action. Take action and be disciplined. You are the one feeling the pain. You are the one knowing why you made that decision. You know exactly why you're moving in that direction. Focus on it. And number three, be patient. Keep knocking on that door. Keep knocking. At some point, it's going to deliver. So, Jake, I know we're coming up to the hour. Do you have any last words for our televiewers before I let you go to your next agenda?
Yeah, sure. Once again, I want to thank everyone for joining the live today. Consider joining our Instagram, Facebook, or our YouTube channel. We'll be sharing a lot of information that would help you kickstart your career in IT, or it would help you elevate. Right, if you're already part of IT industry, it will help you to add more skill set. It would help you to elevate your skills and get more value out of that. So I thank you guys for joining us today, and I'm looking forward. Right, so if you have any questions, you can write a comment on any of our platforms, be it Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube, and we would reach out to you via email. We would create some of these sessions for Q&A. So be on the lookout, and I hope to see you guys again soon.
Absolutely. No, thank you so much, Ujik. It was a great plumping pleasure having you this afternoon. As one of the great mentors of mine always say, right? That in life for sure, you're either in a problem, you're getting out of one, or you're heading into one, right?
Yeah.
But the most important thing is not that. The most important thing is how prepared are you, right? So I'm really excited. I'm glad you were able to join us today. Thank you for the valuable information you've provided to all the televiewers. There is a link in the bio. Please go ahead, click on that link, book an appointment to talk to Ujik or any member of the team. They are open, they are willing to guide you. The cake is too big. The cake is too big. I will repeat again for the third time. The cake is too big. There are over 500,000 IT jobs open in America every day, which he can only do one of them. I can only do one of them. All the other IT professionals can only do a few of them. So they
Right.
are looking for people. There is a shortage of IT staff globally today, especially in America. Companies are begging, companies are crying, companies are desperate to have you on board. So don't hesitate, make that decision, get engaged, and get going. So thank you so much for coming, Ujik. I'm glad you came. You take care, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend coming up.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Sure, sure. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time today. As you can hear, you heard it from somebody also who've been in the industry for a few years, somebody who've just done some amazing work, somebody who also one time or another just was listening, who got information from any different source like you're getting from us today, right? And you're able to see exactly how that information and acting on that information was able to take him to where he is today. And it's not going to be different for you or anybody. One of the things I just want to outline here is that, at least from my 11 years experience in the industry, as I mentioned a little earlier, for those of you who are not here yet, right? The most important ingredient with this, and most probably any success in your life, is just the determination to want to do it. The world is led today by people who are just hungry, people who just refuse to give up, people who just refuse to turn around. They just keep going. I don't know if you think about it. I'm sure you've seen that you've seen an ant walk, right? If you're sitting in your yard or somewhere and you just watch the way ants behave, when they start going, if there's an ant or a group of ants and they are moving in an army, right? They never turn back. If they get to a point where there is maybe a piece of stick on the way, there is something blocking their path, they find a way. Either they go around that, they climb over it, or they start digging to go underneath it. But they find a way. That is the mentality you need today in this economy, in this time we live. That is the mentality you need to be uber successful in life today. We live in a time today when there is high levels of complexity, overflow of data flow, overflow of information. You wake up in the morning, you get on social media, there's all kind of information. You turn on the TV, you turn on the radio, So sometimes as human beings, we get flustered. We get carried away in different directions. We get pulled in different directions. At the end of the day, it's said you cannot be a jack of all trades. You end up being a master of none, right? If you think about it for a second, I remember this thing we used to do when we were kids, right? We'll take a piece of glass, a concentrated piece of glass, and you stand under the sun, because where I come from in Cameroon during the dry season, it's hot and sunny, the way it is in Texas in the summer, right? You stand under the sun, you put the glass between the ground and the sun, and you make sure the sun is reflecting on the glass intently. You put a piece of paper underneath that glass and you hold it still for a while. After a while, that paper is going to start burning. Why do you think that happens? It happened because the concentration of the sun rays and the heat was focused on that piece of paper for a considerable amount of time. And there was no other way but for the paper to light up and start burning. That is how it is with almost everything in your life that you want to achieve at a high level. If you stay focused, you stay concentrated on that continuously, undividedly for a period of time, at some point it's going to give, right? So if you're even thinking about joining the IT industry, go ahead, click on the link, fill in your name, just book an appointment, one-on-one appointment for 15 minutes at least. It doesn't only have to be 15 minutes. I just say that. We talk to you as for as long as you want us to talk to, right? I just say that out of habit, but book an appointment, and it's a non-commitment appointment. You don't have to pay anything. You don't have to make a commitment. You don't have to tell us if you really want to do it or not. If you're just remotely interested, you're just thinking about it, you are imagining the possibilities, book an appointment. Let's talk to you. You'll talk to UDRICK, you'll talk to members of the team, and we can be able to give you some advice that I believe can be very, very instrumental to your life. You will look back a few years from today and you'll be glad you were able to join this. So please, next time you're joining us on the live show, even if you're not joining us, whenever you see our ad on Facebook, on Instagram, advertising the live show, if this made sense to you, if this helped you, if this gave you some value, please go ahead and share our live, share our ads, share our page. Please like our Facebook page, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Remember, sharing is caring. And before I let you go, I want to leave you with something I believe in very much. I don't know who ever told you, and if anybody ever told you that, if anybody never told you up until today, I want to tell you that you are able and you are enough, right? Be well, be strong, and go out there and never stop being a blessing to somebody. You have a wonderful Friday, rest of your Friday. You have a great weekend ahead, and we'll see you on the next live show on Wednesday. Please subscribe to our Facebook page, subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can get real life content. You can get updates about the different programs. You can watch videos of past shows, share those videos with your friends, share them with your families, and take care of yourself. And I hope to see you again soon. Bye for now. And don't forget to book a one-on-one non-commitment free appointment, and we'll be able to guide you. Have a good one, and blessings always.